Social media is killing your English. Now, before you scroll away, don't worry. I'm not going to tell you to delete your Instagram or throw your phone into the ocean. I'm not that kind of guy. But I'm going to show you how social media, especially Reels, Shorts, and those viral English hacks videos, are reprogramming the way you learn, think, and even remember English. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to protect your focus, build real fluency, and still enjoy your online life without letting the algorithm hijack your brain. So let's get into it. Have you ever caught yourself watching one English learning video after another? Like how to sound fluent in 5 seconds, or don't say this, say that. Stop saying very, start saying absolutely incredibly, stuff like that. Well, you scroll, you nod, and maybe you even repeat a few phrases aloud, and for a second, it feels productive. But then, 10 minutes later, can you actually remember what you learned? Most people can't. That's because social media teaches you in bursts, tiny fragments of information, not deep understanding. This is what psychologists actually call shallow learning. It's learning that feels like progress but doesn't actually change your long-term memory or your real-world ability to use language. The brain loves novelty. It gets a small dopamine hit every time you swipe and see something new. That's why you can scroll for endless hours and still feel like, maybe just one more. But here's the catch. Your attention span is being trained, not to focus longer, but to crave shorter, even 5-second clip. Each mini tip, each hack becomes like fast food for your brain. Quick energy, no nutrition. Imagine if you tried to build muscle by eating candy instead of real food. You'd feel the sugar rush, but your body wouldn't actually grow stronger. That's exactly what's happening to your English brain. You're getting a sugar rush of content, but not real fluency growth. And here's the scary part. Your brain starts to believe that real learning should also feel that fast. So when you sit down to read an article or watch a 20-minute TED Talk or study grammar deeply, your mind gets restless. It says, this is too slow. Where's the quick fix? That's how we move from learning English to just consuming it passively, endlessly, and without retention. Let's talk about one of the most dangerous words in education right now. Hack. English hacks are everywhere. Use this one trick to sound native, say this, not that, fluency in 30 days. It's catchy, it's viral, and it's almost always misleading. Don't get me wrong, some short videos are genuinely helpful. A well-made clip can inspire you, introduce new expressions, or motivate you to study more. But the problem begins when people treat hacks as the method itself, not as a spark to ignite deeper learning. Let me give you an example. Imagine you watch a reel that says, stop saying I'm fine, say I'm doing great instead. Okay, you learned that. You nod. You might even repeat it aloud once or twice, but what happens next? You move on to the next hack, and then the next. I'm starving instead of I'm very hungry. Let's call it a day instead of let's finish. After 30 minutes, you've seen 20 hacks, and your brain remembers maybe one. Why? Because memory works through repetition, emotional connection, and context, not through novelty alone. You remember the words you use, not the ones you just watch, and yet most learners online treat English like a collection of tricks to memorize, not a system of ideas to explore. That's why so many people say, I understand everything, but I can't speak. It's not because they lack vocabulary. It's because their brain never learned to connect ideas in real time. They've built a dictionary in their head, but not a conversation flow. Social media also rewards performance, not depth. The teacher who spends 2 weeks designing a deep, meaningful lesson might get 500 views. But the one who says, never say very good, say superb, with funny emojis gets millions, right? So what happens? Teachers adapt to survive the algorithm. They start producing snackable lessons, not digestible ones. And learners, well, they start craving snacks, not meals. Here's a truth that no viral page will tell you. There are no English hacks. There are only English habits. Hacks give you excitement. Habits give you fluency. Fluency grows slowly through consistent exposure, deep focus, and active use. It's not a 30-second transformation. It's a lifestyle. Now that we've exposed a problem, what can we actually do about it? How can we build focus and learn deeply in an age designed to distract us? Here are 5 practical ideas that actually work. 1. Schedule your shallow time. Don't fight social media, manage it. Tell yourself, I'll scroll for 15 minutes at 8 p.m. and that's it. By scheduling it, you transform compulsion into choice. When you control when and how you use it, you take your attention back. The goal isn't to quit the internet. It's to make sure the internet isn't using you. 2. Create a deep learning zone. Set a small ritual before you study. For example, turn off your notifications. Take a deep breath. Open your notebook and write 1 sentence. Like, for the next 30 minutes, I'm giving my full attention to English. This simple act tells your brain something important is about to happen. It's like warming up before a workout. It prepares your mind for focus. So start small. Even 15 minutes of deep focus daily is enough to retrain your brain. 3. Use the one source rule instead of learning from 50 random clips. Choose one main source, a book, a podcast, a YouTube series, and follow it deeply. If you love learning through stories, pick one English show and study it episode by episode. Pause, repeat, shadow the dialogue, look up the expressions. The moment you go deep with one thing, your brain builds real connections, and that's where fluency begins. 4. Make it emotional. The brain remembers what it feels, not what it sees. So whenever you learn new words or phrases, attach them to emotions or personal experiences. For example, instead of memorizing break the ice, think of a real moment when you used humor to start a conversation. Instead of memorizing on cloud 9, recall a time when you felt truly happy. This emotional link turns vocabulary into memory, and memory into fluency. 5. Create, don't just consume. The best antidote to shallow learning is creation. Write a short journal entry. Record a 1-minute video of yourself speaking English. Summarize a video in your own words, because when you create, you process language, not just absorb it. It's like the difference between watching someone play the piano and actually touching the keys. You don't become fluent by watching others speak. You become fluent by making your own sound. Let's go a bit deeper. Why is it so hard to break free from short-form learning? Because deep down, we are addicted to the feeling of quick progress, not real progress. The human brain evolved to save energy. So when it finds a shortcut, like learning 10 phrases in 10 seconds, it says, "Great, I'm learning fast." But it's an illusion. Imagine someone practicing guitar by watching videos of others playing, but never touching the instrument. That's what most English learners are doing today. So here's the mindset shift that you need to make. Stop measuring progress by speed. Start measuring it by depth. Ask yourself, what can I use confidently today that I couldn't use last week? If you can answer that, you're improving, even if you're learning slowly. Because real language growth is invisible at first. It's silent, internal, and often feels boring. But that silence is where fluency is born. We live in a world that worships speed. Fast Wi-Fi, fast results, fast answers. But language learning is not a race, it's a rhythm. When you slow down, you start noticing. You notice patterns, pronunciation, tone, meaning, and emotion. You notice how English feels. That's when language turns from something you study to something you live. And that's exactly what social media often steals from us, the joy of deep noticing. So here's my challenge for you this week. Try a digital detox day, just one. No short videos, no hacks. Instead, spend 30 minutes reading an article or listening to a long podcast episode. Take notes, reflect, speak your thoughts aloud. You'll be amazed at how peaceful your brain feels and how much more alive your English becomes. And remember, fluency isn't about speed, it's about depth, presence, and connection. So, is social media destroying your English brain? Not if you take control. Social media can inspire you, but it can also scatter you. It can motivate you, but it can also exhaust you. It's not about deleting your apps, it's about reclaiming your attention and using that attention to build something meaningful. Your fluency isn't in the next 5-second video, it's in the quiet minutes you spend thinking, feeling, and creating in English. So take a breath, slow down, and remember, deep learning is the ultimate rebellion in a shallow world. Thanks for listening to the LinguaFox podcast, where we go beyond words. If this episode made you think, share it with someone who's stuck in the English hack loop. And as always, stay curious, stay consistent, and stay authentic. Until next time, I'm Abbas Salahshour, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.